Hello, in this video I am going to show you 3 different reasons why you might be getting an invalid session ID error from the open link node. Here is a very simple flow. Let's run this flow. It will open the browser and go to a link. So this is a very simple flow and it works. Now all the browsers are derived by their drivers. So for Chrome, the RoboMotion robot is using Chrome driver binary. So you can check this binary version on Linux and Mac with this command, and on Windows you can check it from this folder again with Chrome driver version parameter. So we are using 111th version of Chrome driver. You should also check your Chrome version from command line, or you can also check the version from this about section. So these versions must match to not get an invalid session ID error. You don't need to download the latest version of Chrome driver. It is managed by the robot. When the robot connects, it checks the Chrome version, and if necessary, it downloads the latest Chrome driver. But to see the error, let's use an old version of Chrome driver. Now when we check the version, we will see that it is now an old version of Chrome driver. Now let's try to run this flow. As you can see, we get the invalid session ID error. So what you should do here is you should just disconnect and connect the robot, and after the connection the robot will download the latest version. You should not be doing this all the time. This happens only when the Chrome version is updated. The robot handles this automatically. Now let's check the version. As you can see, the latest version that is matching to the Chrome installed on this computer is downloaded. Now let's run this. As you can see, it is now working. So the first thing you should look into is your Chrome driver version and your Chrome version, and these should be matching. So let's continue with the second case where we can get this error. The second reason why you might be getting this error is if you have installed the robot on a Linux machine, on a VPS server, you might be running the robot as the root user. So here I will show you the case. Here I will start the robot as a user on my machine, and when I run this flow, it will work. But now let's switch to root user and try to run this robot again. Robot will connect. Now let's start to run this flow again, and you will get this error message. This is because you can't run Chrome as a root user. If you try to run Chrome, you will get this error. So robot cannot start the Chrome process from the root user, and that's why you are getting this error. That's actually the reason. Let's check our Linux VPS installation guide. That's actually the reason. Here in the GIST tutorial, here steps here, you will see that the service file is has a user line here. This is why you have to create another user on a Linux machine and then run the robot as this user. So that is why we have this line. And if you try to run the robot as a root user, you will again get this invalid session error. So this maybe the second reason why you are getting this error if you are using a Linux VPS. Now we will see the third reason, and this is typically the most reason you are getting this error, and that is when you use the user data dir option. So the third reason why you might be getting this error is because of Chrome's user data dir property. If you are using this option in your flows, then this may cause this problem. Let's see what user data dir is. So Google Chrome comes with an option where you can provide an empty directory to keep the profile of that session. So it has user data dir option here. Let's create an empty folder named profile1, and let's check the profile. It is empty, of course. We have created it. Now when you try to use that directory by giving the full path of that directory, Chrome will start from scratch, not from your default profile, but will use this folder as user data dir. And you can log in to a website, and Chrome will keep that login information, and when you close Chrome and start it again, it will continue with those logged in sessions. Now this process is running. I have to abort this with Ctrl C to close. Now I have started this again. Now let's try to use this same folder from another tab. So Chrome does not allow multiple Chrome processes to run to use the same user data dir. Now if I try to use this, you will see this error or a warning that it will continue using this process. So this Chrome process is not running, it has ended. So the problem is same in the flows. Now let's try to replicate this problem in the flows. Now we can provide the profile user data dir profile here, home profile 1. So this is the user data dir we are going to use. It doesn't matter. First of all, let's try to run this without user data dir. It doesn't matter you have checked open in the same tab option. It will run. We have to start the robot. Let's run the robot first, connect the robot, and then try to run this. So it works. Now if I uncheck this and start, it will work again. If you are not using user data dir, this problem won't appear. So the real cause of this problem is actually the user data dir. Now we will see that. Let's try using the user data dir here, profile 1, and let's open a link and then run this. As you can see, it worked. Now let's add another open link here, and let's try to go to bing.com and let's run this again. As you can see, this is a previous window. As you can see, we get the error. So Chrome page opened, but the Bing page does not open because the Chrome process if you are not using open in the same tab, this open link node will try to create another Chrome process, and this this process cannot use the user data there, and it will fail. Now what you can do here is you can check this box, and it will continue using this same page ID. So this open link will use the previous window, previous Chrome session that has already been opened. Now let's try to run this. Now Google page opened and then Bing opened without a problem. As you can see, the main problem here is user data there. If you don't use a user data there, if you leave this field empty, you won't see this invalid session ID error. But if you have to use user data there, then use one open link, and the next open link should be using open in the same tab option, or else it will try to open another Chrome process that will try to use this same user data there. You can also use another open browser. This may be an option, and you can use another user data there here. If you need to use a user data there, let's call this profile2 folder, and let's create that folder, an empty folder. And now you can connect this open link here to this browser. You don't need open in the same tab option because this will be the first window. And now let's try to run this. Now there are now two open browser nodes. The first one is using profile1 folder, and the second one is using profile2 folder. As you can see, it also works. So thank you for watching.